are going out from our shores to other countries. We have what it takes to populate the whole world with professionals. Indians, if you go to United States, if you go to United Kingdom particularly, you will see Asians practicing their medicine. When they were going there the first time, it appeared as if it was brain drain. When they went there, they articulated the medical position of England, learned from them, went back to their country, and they have established one of the best medical facilities in India. So what we're going to do is, my principal, having seen the developmental agenda of all countries, because that's why he travels to all countries, he said, look, I'm going to invest in education through the STEM education: science, technology, engineering, mathematics. When you do that, you build surplus professionals that you can now engage in legal migration. You can now feed the whole world with your intellectuals. So we are going to develop our youths, enhance their human capital to make sure that we can feed the world if they want, with intellectualism and professionalism. So we are not scared of brain drain in Labour Party or in the regime of Peter Obi. He's going to transform it to brain gain. Having said that, let us come into the issue of corruption. One of the 7-point agenda of my principle is restructuring through effective legal and institutional reforms that will aggressively fight corruption, prevent corruption, maintain rule of law, reduce cost of governance, and ensure an honest and efficient civil service in Nigeria by the combined effects of the incompetence of PDP and APC that led us to have a civil service that you cannot do anything without offering money. I can tell you that for free. That is why we say they are transactional. You cannot do anything in Nigeria now without going into the transaction of it. Corruption. My principal could not even accept what is due for him, was not even and has not been taking any pension as a former governor, could not even take any plot of land. When we went to Benin, I was in Oba of Benin's palace, and the Oba looked at him and said, your integrity is going before you. I have a principle that loathes corruption. Not only that he will not be corrupt, he's incorruptible. And coming into the issue of education, you have heard about sorting, you have heard about sexual harassment. These things are all vestiges of a collapsing and a failing educational system. The reason when lecturers, their take home can no longer take them home, they start looking, especially the ones that may not be as godly as some other ones, they start looking for other ways to make both ends meet. When students do not have lecturers that teach them because their lecturers are doing other businesses, they begin to look for other ways to survive. When my principal was the governor of Anambra State, he first of all returned the schools to their original owners who will manage the school effectively. He put money, he bought laptops. He digitalized the educational system of Anambra State. As at that time, it was not accidental. They turned and became first. It was not accidental that the university that is in Anambra State today did not join the strike. And when they were asked, they say it was the formula that was built by Peter Obi when he was the governor. So educationally, the corruption is as a result of poverty. It is as a result of not being able to afford what you ought to afford. Talking about the issue of corruption in APC government, one person stealing 109 billion naira, and he's the person that is the custodian of the money. How much will you give education when the person that is the custodian is stealing such amounts? You can see what is going on in budget. They have never budgeted up to 10% in education since their inception. Of course, their leaders are not very good. They are not known to have had certificates. Even the one they have is litigable and pejorable. I don't want to go into the issue of legal because they will accuse me of intimidating them, being a learned gentleman. But what I'm trying to say is that in corruption, APC has failed, PDP has failed. The presidential candidate of PDP was described as the most corrupt person on earth by his own president, written in his own book. Is that the kind of man you would want to come to supervise a corrupt education? I don't want to talk about APC. Another name for APC is corruption, and they cannot fight it because it's become systemic in APC. And I don't want to talk about their presidential candidate that has captured a state like Lagos. So education is not his priority. But when it comes to my principle, like I have told you, we are interested in a digital economy. He started the process in Anambra State, and we are still going to do it. You don't wipe corruption except you fund education, except you make sure that the youths are, like I told you, you have to retrain the teachers, you have to retool them, and you have to recertify them.
Okay, let me come to Honorable Cletus. I saw him chuckling there. Now, Nigeria has become a major